Star is for Republic, WC is for black people. We know Liberia is our home. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. 11 nations of people, we are known as First Republic. The Lone Star shining evermore. The flag of Liberia is flying all the time. Show your allegiance, show your loyalty to this nation, Liberia. If my people who are over money.
A very pleasant warm welcome. This is Intel Sports. You are viewing this moment Sports Talk. My name is Ben Chris Walker. Happy to see him back on his feet after he was under the weather almost a week or so. So we're going to have a conversation centered around our national team for many reasons. Just about an hour ago, the team was in South Africa and they put Namibia to a hard-fought draw. 1-1 was the final result after Namibia took the lead. Very classical goal. As early as in the 8th minute or so, straight down the middle, Karombi scoring, but then somehow Liberia managed to equalize after making their physical presence felt on loss of dead ball situation. Terry Cycle unmarked entirely towards the back post, tapping in from close range on 64 minutes to confirm a 1-0 result. We'll get in contact with sports journalists all around the world in Liberia to analyze this result, the team, the selection, and so forth, and the group. But I can go ahead and follow to introduce Chris Walker. Chris, welcome.
It's a pleasure being here once more after nearly a week. Like you said, on the weather, I'm grateful that I'm back strong to serve the Liberian people. To the Liberian people, why? Like you said, very classical game Liberia played today, and we are here to analyze, look at that game, because many people will see the game and feel everything was okay. Mm-hmm. But we as journalists, it's our duty, it's our job to say this is not right, this was right, and we can make recommendations or observation about what we saw during the game. But I think that's a good game today by Mario Manika's team. But it's good to be back home on Intel Sports.
We have it. Chris Walker will be here with us, not least until 8:30. It's going to be a talking conversation. Everybody is invited. If you leave a question on the live feed, we're going to ask it out to our friends who will be analyzing. DJ Sporting is going to come on, but that will be after 8 o'clock. Emmanuel Bordolo will also come on. Edwin Bordolo, I'm sorry. Edwin Bordolo will also come on, so we'll have lots of them on this platform as we analyze Mario Maraniga. Fast football.
You think his fast football is working?
No, I don't think that fast as it is. You want to be real. And to be real is to say the truth. And the truth is that our football isn't fast. Yeah, he may try to work on the football takes time. When Jose Mourinho went at Chelsea, with all the investments Chelsea made, I think his first 9 games or so, he won 7 of them by the goal to nil. So at that point in time, he was still struggling for a lot of things. And I learned a quotation from Louis van Gaal. He said, "It is easier to defend than to attack. To attack requires lots of artistry, skills, manipulation, movement, techniques, and so forth, as compared to defend." Don't get me wrong. I didn't say it is easy to defend, or defend is the easiest thing ever, but it is easier as compared to attacking, because I must be placed in the position and just cut off the ball and just tuck it out of play. But to unlock a defense, it requires extra skills, ability, technique to do so. What do you think they pay strikers plenty of money? Cristiano Ronaldo, Kylian Mbappe, he just signed a new 5-year deal with Real Madrid, 90 million signature fee into his pocket because he went there on the free transfer. Before I said that fella you call Lionel Messi. I won't talk about Messi, but it just tells you that to attack is very difficult. So I believe when a coach comes in to build a team, the first thing he looks for, very good goalkeeper, next, good back four. Very good back four. Disciplined back four, stop conceding goals. Then the next one
is midfield.
The last part he finishes with when it comes to building his team, that's the attacking third, scoring goals with ease. That's how it looks like. I mean, I don't know for you, for you, not for Chris, for you, or watching me or so, but if you analyze Pep Guardiola taking over Manchester City, the first thing he did was to look for a very good goalkeeper. He kept writing Bravo. Before he could even get him, he was into real deal that Joe Hart should leave.
Because he needed a goalkeeper who can play with his feet.
With his feet. So he wanted to find the goalkeeper fitting first. When he found that fitting, he started facing the back four. Yes, Zabalata then was there, but he was not too, trustworthy with them. And he started looking for other defenders around. And he started breaking on defenders first to build that back four. Before he came midfield, then he came up front. Today, he has a complete football team. So that comes with time, irrespective of all the investments that City made. It took Pep 3 years to win his first Premier League title. Am I lying?
No.
So there you have it, Chris.
So like you talk about building a team, when Erik ten Hag took over Manchester United, if you watch the video, even at Manchester United, the guys who you consider to be professionals, if you saw Erik ten Hag training, the guys are slow. They were very slow. And I'm like, is this the Manchester United team I know to be a professional team players training? They are struggling with Erik ten Hag. So like I can not over agree with you on what you just said about building a team. But equally so as a coach, I think if you come, you know what you want as a coach, you look for the kind of players. But in our situation, in Liberia's situation, I think it's more difficult in establishing a team. Because you come to a team that you cannot point out 7 players to say they are key players. I can move them around. So Mario decided I will go for my local players. And in his first press conference, he said our players are slow. He needed that fast style of football. And he couldn't trust the foreign guys, the professionals. And with his team, I think his statement that he need a fast team, that team is not fast now. I think the team is not fast. What I have seen, the 3 games they have played, they are more physical than being fast.
I agree with you 100%.
They are more physical than being fast. You see the team play, they don't break down. I was watching the game and I'm like, we are going to 70 plus minutes. This is where we always find the problem.
The energy was still
but
there.
The energy continued. But going forward, I think there are things we need to discuss with this Mario team.
Yeah.
There are things to discuss. But overall, the best thing for a coach is the result. He hasn't lost a game, so he's the boss.
Yeah.
He hasn't lost a game. He's the boss. But I think there are more things he needs to do if Liberia must compete with other countries. Yes, we are into this World Cup qualifier. I would say use it as preparation. While you look at the Nations Cup qualifier when the group stage come out, then you know how to prepare your team. But with this team, I think they are not fast yet, but they are more physical.
Fast. Not fast. So Chris Walker and I will be here. I want to be frank with you tonight. You know, we make mistakes as human. Even me, not a perfect dude. I make many mistakes. I'm only a human. Sometimes, you know, when I even say some things and it backfires, it comes back to me and you have to take the criticism. So there's not one perfect person. I work for the Liberia Football Association, and I think with the structure of our country and the way we look, the way we've been organizing ourselves since 1847, I think I'm lucky to have the job I have with the football house. I don't see it as a right. I think it's a privilege. Why? I believe there are other good sports journalists out there. Here is Chris Walker. A lot of good guys. I mean, Moses Garcia, Julius Compton, and Trojan Kiazulu, Francis Pelina, Roland Mulber, Roland Bandecor. There are a lot more of them. I can go and name them on and on. They are very good guys that can even step in my position and even do better. But the thing is, our structure in Liberia looks so much such that when you try to tell people the truth, I mean, they are upset with you. Some of them, they will never ever forgive you. And they think that you have crossed the reddest of all land, and they get very parallel with you. I'll talk about the national team game today. Mario, like Chris said, still has plenty of work to do. I always make a couple of quotations, and one of them caused Ephraim Weah and myself to go at polar ends. If he's listening, he will even get reminded or even inform you. I've learned a quote from the late Joan Croft. He said the coach is not responsible for the result of the game, but the coach is responsible for the performance of the team, because there are so many factors that influence the result. Take for example, our girls were going to play Guinea the other day. We put them in buses, we passed them through the streets of Douala, rode on those racket buses, passed through Kenema or whatsoever, and they went Conakry. They were on the road for over 48 hours riding those kids. And when they reached, they had less than 48 hours to go and play Guinea. What sort of result do you expect? Let's be honest. Do you think that coach is responsible for the girls being fatigued and not able to compete in the game? No! That coach couldn't have been responsible, because we never have money to fly the girls in a matter of 3-4 hours time to get in Conakry, rest more time, then start training for the game. Instead, they sat and bottoms for over 48 hours. And you just have less than 48 hours to rest, and you go and play a football game. You expect for that coach to make miracle, and so Liberia qualify. Do you think that coach was responsible for that result? No. The coach wasn't responsible.
No.
The preparatory factor didn't support the coach to get the result. That's what I mean when we say in football, the coach is not responsible for the result of the game. But the performance, yes. Sometimes we even watch football game. Real Madrid might beat somebody 5 goals to
But they play bad.
You will say, Madrid beat the beginner, but the beginner can play. Where that comment comes from? It comes from the performance of the team that lost 5-0. You can see the ability to chase You can see the team fighting. You can see the spirit out of the conceding slight goals, or you can get think that Madrid is too superior, and so they have to win such a thing. So the performance was good, but the result wasn't good. Borussia Dortmund against Real Madrid, Champions League final on Saturday. Do you hold Terzic, the coach, responsible for the 2-0 defeat?
No.
They didn't create chances. They were unlucky. Very unlucky. They hit the post, they hit the bar, they broke Madrid down into threats. They broke Madrid down. How many teams can play Real Madrid in Europe and easily see Thibaut Courtois like that, making saves, tapping left, right? The whole Madrid defense were all over the place in the first half. I thought Dortmund were lucky. Luck wearing on the side. I don't like to say God believe in football. I one person I believe that religion doesn't work in football.
I want to say the God of football wearing on the side.
Yeah,
the God of football.
Just lucky. So Terzic, the coach for Dortmund, responsible for the defeat against Real Madrid. They were just not lucky. The players didn't finish in the final third. Simple as that is. In that kind of case, you will still hail Terzic for making a fight. Don't forget, he was up against a team like Real Madrid that no other team in Europe even come close to win the Champions League. They've won the Champions League 5 times in the last 7 years or 8 years or so. Don't you see they were up against a very classical and experienced team? And you will say, oh, Terzic should be fired. A Borussia Dortmund coach. Borussia Dortmund administrative manager, they're not doing well because they lost the Champions League final. I'm sorry to say, but you'll be crazy. Mario, what you need to do, put in more time with the kids as you are doing. We need to grow confidence in the team, especially going forward. My friend Chris has admitted he sees the physical presence. He sees the team still pushing up to 90 minutes. They are tired. We're not conceding those silly goals. Yes, the goal we considered today, we'll talk about it, right? Yeah. One of my workmates in the office said the defense was responsible. I said, no, that was a brilliant goal.
Ben, I will differ with you. When the guy collected the ball, he lifted his head up. When he lifted his head, he played the ball, not to swing, came on Kamara, kept ball watching. The ball, you could see the ball coming, and not to swing, just looking. The guy came and had a clear goal, clean goal, beautiful goal. If the defender had anticipated the ball, go to the ball, and not just watch, that couldn't be a goal. Saw the players coming, running. By the time the ball was leaving his teammate feet, he kept running. And our defenders stood up. So my thing is, you can blame the defenders because they kept ball watching. You can't have a ball floating over the defense and you as a central defenders, you stand up. No, you keep running. By the time Koulibaly could come out, it was just an easy touch. No goalkeeper. You just have to make a save. If you make a save, that's by the grace of God. When your defense is standing flat.
I agree. The defense was flat. I do agree. But what I want to say, Chris, in football, sometimes it is a moment of genius from the player. In a very close, tight game, what do we say in football? We say it requires the genius of one player to break a defense to get the winner, or a silly mistake from a defender. Today, the game we played 1-1, that goal was difficult, was harder, was worked on, was a real class than the goal we scored. Do you want to agree?
Yes.
Yeah. The goal we scored, they could have easily dealt with it. First thing first, Namibia made a fundamental error. For the goalkeeper to have come from the goal, make an attempt to fist the ball, and he missed it entirely. That was a wrong decision from the goalkeeper. More so, you have too many rare shots inside that penalty area that could not deal with the cross. In the end, Terry Saka had a bomber in from close range. But what am I trying to say? I agree. Natu Swen was there. Kemo Kamara was there. The ball from Victoria Pearson. Something was there. You used the red wall. They were all guilty of ball watching. they don't watch the ball correctly. Two things happened there. They did not watch the ball and they did not watch the man. The man came from behind, was just exquisite. To be very honest, that is one of the classical goals I've ever seen in recent time for the African team to score. The way that kid played the ball, first time taught the keeper had absolutely no chance. As much as the reach was close, they tell me it was all about the pass and the execution. For me, I think that was a world-class finish, to be honest. That was a world-class finish. And probably you may say we're guilty of ball washing, man washing, but you can easily put the rope on something Dwell or not to swim. Say you were responsible for that finish. But
that's why I'm saying the defense. That's why I'm saying the defense. The defense kept watching.
3-4% responsible for a single goal.
Because you play as a unit. My thing is, and let's finish. I think we will come to the game more because I think you're trying to lay a basis of something you want to say. And I think it's about the press conference before.
We analyze again and bring our friends in.
Yes. So the press conference, we talk about the press conference. After that, the big news. Samson Dwell to the plane. He extended his contract. He just signed a permanent deal with Victoria Plaza.
3-year contract.
3 year. Wow. And I think that's good for him. The club saw the prospect in him. They got him on loan. And knowing his quality, allow him to go back, the big clubs could have come for him. So they triggered that option that they had to purchase him at the end of the loan spell. And that's good. 3 years up to 2027. That's a good deal for a Liberian player playing for Victoria Plaza. Maybe in 2 years from now or 1 year from now, we'll see in the Premiership or see in one of the big leagues in Europe. That's good. A young kid few years back was playing for Pepe FC, but now he in Europe. No one thought he could be at that level. He went to a second division club, did not have much time, and he got scouted by a coach who took him to the second division club and later went to Plaza. And he said, I will come for you. And now here is Samson Dwell, or his history, all left with him. He has been so instrumental in the team performance up to the Conference League. So that's good for him. The last time, and I think he and Murphy Oscar Dory trying to make Czech Republic a great ground for Liberian players, because I think the people in Czech Republic now getting to know Liberia because of these guys. They are good ambassadors.
Okay, the thoughts of Chris Walker. Hillary B. Johnson is following, and so is Abdullah Santiago Kazola. Kane Siglet Pen Pusher Siglet is also following. Jonah Tumete Tokwa, I'm watching from radio. Dan Blad 93.1, Grand Bassa County. We have the presence of Eddie Saplo, who's also following the program. George Roberts say good intensity from the team, but we need more quality in possession. Winston Conan, as always, also following. He spoke about the hard energy being built in the team, and the speed will come later. Chad and Sherman, do you guys really think that our red back and the guy called the ability were good? For me, I didn't see great from Yaya, and our red back wasn't that confident. Singleton, he wasn't too confident and equally aggressive toward his opponents. But talking about that press conference, Kasser Paul, former vice president for operation, Liberia Football Association, addressed the press conference today. During the press conference, I must mention he was pitched alongside a very eloquent Chris Jibrewia, and the press conference was very short. There was no question and answer or Q&A, if you like. Chris Weah started the press conference, and then Kasser Core, NAA. I saw unity between them, and then in recent time when people thought that they were opposing each other, I saw a great deal of respect from two people who want to head the football horse. From what I listened to and saw, it appears to be that Chris Jipley has dropped Nico to be president and swing it in the favor or in the presence of Otto Cassette Quo. There are two things that we address, but let's have the chance to listen to that press conference that were held at one of these hotels around Monrovia. The press conference was on just about the time Liberia were engaged with Namibia. Liberia were then 1-0 down, and that scoreline was also mentioned in the press conference. Let's now hear from Cassiel Cole, who was pitched alongside Chris Weah. So you hear from the man who wants to be FA president at the next election, but first here is Chris Jipley Weah.
Fellow stakeholders of Liberia football and clubs and our followers and everyone out there, we would like to inform you today that we are aware that in Liberia and currently in our football there has been some issues. We know that the president of the Liberia Football Association has failed massively. We know football is very declining in our country, and we are also aware that our women team did extremely well, and that effort is that some philanthropists are contributed. We do not give credit as well to the FA because of things that happen in Liberia football. If you already know the two individuals sitting here today, we have contributed massively in different areas to sports in this country. It's part of our individual differences. It's part of our ambition to head the FA. We've decided that we're going to come together today and form a collaboration. As you can see by evidence of us sitting here together, going into the 2026 election, we have a collaboration. We're going to work together. We're going to ensure that football is changed and developed in Liberia. We want to also use this video to call on other stakeholders, other club presidents to come and join us. Let's come together at this point. It's not about who's going to be the head. It's about us working together, and Mr. Cassell and myself do understand that. We're going to work together as a team, and we're going to ensure that this president does not contest a third term. It is unprecedented. It has never happened before in the history of Liberia football. We know how the president has actually contested a third term. We feel that president is law. We've asked the president, and by our collaboration today is a signal that we're telling the president, please just give us a space, leave our football alone. We don't want you to go for third term. We come together. If you choose to go for third term, you know that this collaboration is a game over. So we want to send that message out very loud and clear. And we're asking others, other stakeholders to come and join us. Let's change Liberia football. We got a platform. Let's come together. Let's work together. We're open to those from Sano MPA, from Grange, from everywhere in this country that wants to come and join us. Please come and join this collaboration. Let's work together and build a very strong thing. And I'll let my colleague here to continue from there.
As my colleague Chris Jipley Weah just said it all. When you define the word change, change is substituting one thing for another. This is the time to substitute Mustafa Al-Rajhi for this team. This team holds the gearbox in their hand that they are going to transform Liberian football for the better. I'm telling all stakeholders out there to gear up now. If you can see this is a live video we are making right now. Chris Jipley Weah and Cassell Anthony Quo is now the team. We are a team, and we are going into 2026 election to defeat the current administration. And this current administration is going away from our football for good. And we are going to transform this football for the Liberian people. Liberian, we ask you to come out in the numbers, celebrate your national team, come after 2026 because you are going to have a win on your stadium. Now the team is currently playing in Namibia. They are down 1-0. We are praying because we love this country. We are praying that they have a win. But in the event that they don't have the win, don't blame those guys. Those guys know how to play. They have the expertise, but we don't have the best administration to lead them. So with that being said, I'm asking all stakeholders to join this team. If you are sitting out there, you need to join this team to be one of the ECs, to be one of the executives. Come, join this team. This collaboration is not just about Chris Jipley Weah and Cassell Anthony Quo. This collaboration is about change. And as I said in my expose, change is substituting one thing for another. Always change the bad thing for the good thing. This is the good guys. The bad guys are there. Let's go and get them. Thank you.
And I just like the way the interview ended. These are
The good guys.
the good guys,
The bad guys.
the bad guys are out there. With a good sense of humor, Kaseko ended the interview. Yes, well, I had a problem. My problem with that interview, there was no such problem with him declaring his intention to contest for the FA presidency.
Yeah, just before you.
I'm not hearing you. I don't know what's the issue.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the first thing let's look at before you come to your problem you have with that interview, is it a good thing for both of them to collaborate?
Yeah, it's a good thing. They're looking for strength. They're looking for number. Because when they don't collaborate and they try to go at polar ends, they are going to pull votes aside. And what do you see happening is that you have, for the moment, 42 legible voters. Okay, so you must get 22 of those votes to become president of the FA at the next election if the numbers are not increased by Congress at our next elective Congress, right? So what you want to do is you want to collaborate so the numbers can increase. Because first thing first, recorder, you must get 5 numbers to say, oh yes, they endorse you to contest for the presidency. When you pass that threshold, then you start looking for the other numbers. So collaborating is a good thing, yeah.
Collaborating is a good thing. But my thing is, now, if they collaborate, even though we are far from 2026 election, who has this ticket? Because this is the most sticky issue. This will be the most sticky issue.
Chris, that's the easier question, the easier thing to answer right now. Who has the ticket? From the interview you saw over there, it is just evidently clear that the second speaker, Anthony Kaseko, is ahead of the ticket.
I don't think so.
What?
Because if you listen to Anthony Cole,
Yeah.
he always saying Chris Jiplewia and Kaseko.
But it doesn't mean, normally in English, grammar, when I'm discussing you and myself, I can call my name first. I'll always say Chris Walker and Garba. That's a standard English form. So probably because of the standardizing of English, that's why he says Chris Weah and Anthony Kaseko, which is absolutely 110% correct. But from what I saw, from the way, normally who talks last?
It's the boss.
So
Once the boss speak,
Chris Jiplewia, like I said, he's absolutely eloquent. He picks his words tactfully. Very smart guy. He starts the interview. He goes in 2 minutes plus, and then he turns you over. Now, when the other person has spoken, nobody speaks again. So it is the boss that speaks. I know my guys from Kaseko say, yeah, Ben, we are pressing email, but that's communication. Don't worry. We'll come to the other side of him.
so what's the other side of it? What's the other side of it that you have?
No, but they are two great gentlemen, make no mistake. And the best they can do is to collaborate them to be already past that threshold. And what I saw is that Chris Jiplewia is absolutely eloquent. He knows how to pick his words and so forth. My thing with the interview is mentioning a live score of the national team. There was some argument in the chat room before even we came on air. And I was
What do you make of the statement that we are the good guys, the bad guys are there?
no, those are common propaganda. It doesn't
You
matter.
think so?
It's not much of a concern about that. You know, we good guys. Do you think I'm going to label myself as a bad guy when I'm contesting against Chris? No, Chris is a bad guy and I'm the good guy. Yeah, vote for me. That's normal. That's no issue. But here is the issue. We're talking about football that provides pleasure for more than 6 million people, even though we have not had the census. The census should have been here a couple of years ago. Raymond Smith and all course we didn't have the sponsor. By the way, he supports that team. So I don't know where the good guys and the bad guys are. That's not the issue.
For another day. That's
So
discussion for another
so
day.
here is the point. He goes, the team is losing by a goal to nil. The guys can play, yes, I agree. But if it ends up like that, he's praying for the team to win. I don't believe in prayer. I don't believe that religion plays football. He's praying for the team to win.
No, but he said he's praying for the team to win.
Okay.
He's praying for the team to win.
If the team don't win, it means that the administration of the team is poor. That's why they're not giving the performance on the pitch. I tell you what, football comes with investment. The more you pour, the more you get. And if they want to run this team and have to challenge Raji, you have to, go straight to the point. Do not use a national team to put in the national team's performance to use it against Raji. Why do I say so? A few weeks from now, the girls will play in Sierra Leone in the WAFU competition. They could not go because the FA said it never had extra money to fund the team. Government made it clear, which national teams do you want us to support? Support our senior team, support the male national team, the under 20 and the women national team. They agreed. When the tournament came out, government wrote the LFA, so we don't have funding right now because we press hard. There are some competing priorities, so we can support the women's national team to go to Sierra Leone to play. When that team did not go, the likes of Chris Jibril, we are then Kaseko was not in country, and all the guys around, they were all over on radio and television, the newspaper, social media, all the blogs and so forth, including those small tiny chat rooms and writing how the government have no love for these girls who want to showcase the talents. Not the government, but the LFA have no love for the girls who want to showcase the talent. A lot of the girls hopes to be dashed away because they cannot fund these girls playing ticket and Padams to go and compete in the competition right next to where Senegal are playing, Gambia playing, Guinea playing, Sierra Leone playing. It was a disgrace, or it is a shame to the Liberian people and the LFA. Now, the FA on its own, without any government interference whatsoever or support whatsoever, funded, I repeat, without any government interference whatsoever or support, funded the
fellow stakeholder of Liberia football and clubs.
The team goes there, win the first game 2-0, win the next game 7-0, Devontae Johnson's hat-trick, third game 7-0, Devontae Johnson hat-trick. Should have won the fourth game to go to the final. Yeah, they were a little bit selfish, but the referee error, they only lost on penalty kick. After that, some other person who claimed to be in support of football said, Erika passing over there, and she cheated with age, Liberian government and Liberian LFA is cheating with the age, and so Ahami read Mauritania and lay a former computer there out of telling, and they would do this, and the guest.
Are you kidding me?
Yes. Imagine a Liberian, John Wayne, imagine a Liberian, after all season against the FA of not wanting to support the team to play in Sierra Leone in the last WAFU competition. The government didn't come in, the FA did. Let us make it conspicuously clear on the platform. The national teams of Liberia that include the senior national team, the one that drew 1 or 2 with Namibia, the under 23, the CHAN, the under 20, the under 17, the under 15, the female national team, female under 20, female whatsoever. Those are teams that are owned by the Republic of Liberia. They are owned by the government of Liberia. Those are that is the institution that should support those teams, and they are the property of the Liberian people and should be supported by national government. It is not by the FA. If you ask me what is the role of the FA, the role of the FA is to manage the national teams. The role of the FA is to manage the national team, not to support the national team. I heard Mr. Cole on OK FM saying that when Liberia played Djibouti almost 10 years back, where Anthony Laffer scored 1 goal in Djibouti, there were no plane ticket, there were no hotel reservation and accommodation, so he paid for plane ticket, he paid for the hotel, the food they eat, the car they roll, the jersey they are wearing, all that. Is that the responsibility of an individual person who is the head of the FA? Do you expect the English FA plane ticket to buy Drew Bellingham plane ticket to play at Euro 2024, right? To buy whatever body and Jordan Pickford ticket, Bakayo Saka ticket, right? It is the English Hurricane, it is the English FA president that should take money from in the pocket, and go and buy Indian national team player the plane ticket, right? Carry in revenue for the Euros, right? Put them in hotel, right? Pay for the food they eating, right? Pay for the water they drinking, right? Then I will make you FA president? No. It is not the responsibility of the FA president, Mr. Kaseko. If you did it 10 years back or 9 years back exactly in Djibouti, probably did it, yes, because you had the resources to start with. And then, yes, I don't question your love and patriotism for country or love for football. So because of passion, you did it. But it was not your responsibility to do so. So he's saying that because the president of the current FA cannot get money on his own to send those girls for a trip, to buy a plane ticket and pay per diem, so it means that he cannot be president of the FA. That is a shame. That is a disgrace for a man who served as vice president of operation, who should understand football more than us. I mean, it's totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. If you want to contest election, you are a Liberian. If you let everybody contest, contest. For me, I don't like to go into individual argument, who's the person character. No. It's the issue about football. Kaseko has got repetition. I mean, he got passion for football. We know what he did with Fasel FC and so forth. If that's the issue, let's discuss the issue. But to pinpoint him at Raji and say that he should take his earning for him and his family to buy plane ticket for Labro to go participate.
The way you think you can support a football or run the FA is not how the investment fee we can run the
That's
FA.
not the responsibility of the president of the FA.
That's what I'm saying. It's not the responsibility. Probably you want to buy a ticket for the national team
And pay for the hotel.
and pay for the
Pay for the players.
At the end of the day, government pay you back because that's the same thing.
But do you know how many times the FA have got into puzzles where we have to
Even the president said a few weeks back that people are tired crediting the FA.
Simple.
So this issue of national team support, national team not doing well, I don't think it is about
The leaders of
Adult
the
Football
FA.
Association. It's about government. It's about youth and sports. It's about the Ministry of Finance Development Planning. We must, and I don't know why we have people who went through the rank and file of football at the national legislature, and up to now, we don't hear them talking about football like that when it comes to the national cake.
We can't spend much of our time on this conversation, but that's the truth there, my brother. My two brothers, we appear today, talking about our national teams. The responsibility of the support of the national team should come from the national government. And the responsibility of the FA, which you want to hear there, is to manage the national teams. And not the president individually that should fund and support various national teams. So we swayed away from that conversation and go back to the game. So we discussed Liberia and Sierra Leone. Let's now look at Chris. Let's now see the zone, how it looks there after today. Half fought. I don't want to say half fought because I thought we were a little lucky. We could have considered a penalty, and Namibia played better.
And everybody made a very played and safe.
After Samson Dwell almost scored on himself, the ball came off the crossbar from point blank range. That's how we say it. From a point blank range, Koulibaly made a save. I'm here thinking, if I learned this phrase from my friends way back, if you have given the pistol to the fellow who hit it from close range, if you given him the pistol, with Tupac, the Tupac still living. That was a very close range. You should be sorry for that.
The right of the scrapper to score and the right of the goalkeeper is to make a save. I agree. And everybody did this right.
I agree, but if the striker has scored from that range, will you have blamed Koulibaly? No. So I'm telling you, if you give him the pistol, he had a Tupac. Trying to Tupac still.
No, when he had the ball, Koulibaly made a save. The ball went out of target. It went on target, and Koulibaly made a save.
I'm not discounting Koulibaly's effort. That was a world-class save from the top draw. Koulibaly, bravo.
But I think they got the ball into the goal. It was on target.
The reaction after the ball came off the post, he was trying to gain his balance. The hierarchy in 8 seconds. Acrobatically to palm over the crossbar only for a corner. That save can only be
I think
that's
that's confidence. His confidence keep building with the national.
Yeah.
After 2 games not conceding, he considered that goal.
First goal considered in 270 minutes.
I think
some of us talk about football, Chris. That's what football is all about, bro. You guys all there. Football is statistics. Football all the men and you get one, you got 2. No, Koulibaly has still between those posts for 270 minutes, and he has considered only a single goal. If LeBron play Brazil tomorrow, even the play Brazil, Koulibaly is LeBron /1. He very little. The one again make changes easily. But let's look at the table how it looks there at the close of today's match. 1-1 draw match with Namibia. When we come back, and then we will look at the individual player performances today. So we see that Tunisia still lead the way. They've got 6 points with a game in hand. Obviously, they are going to win today. I think so because they play at home, and when they win, Namibia goes.
Namibia still have.
Yeah, they go on top, 1 point ahead of Tunisia, who have a game in hand. Liberia still remain in third, but 4 points, 1 point better than third place. Malawi, who've got a game in hand as well. Game in hand doesn't mean point in hand.
No, it's not 3 points.
It's not 3 points.
It's not 3 points on the table.
Let's make that clear. Even Chris and myself, do we agree that we can qualify for the World Cup? We can use this one for a training for the African Cup of Nations. But let's say a great performance from the guys today. Chris, let's discuss individual performance. I don't know whether from our technical guys or that we get some of our colleagues who are already on. Let's discuss the team selection. For me, I was surprised to have seen Philip Tanu start, even though we learned that Mark Piper was out injured. And then we thought that the coach who are going with, Lawrence Koeman, not Lawrence Koeman, but Peter Wilson and so Chancellor Freeman. Instead, Chancellor Freeman played no part. He started that fellow you call Lawrence Koeman, and he was massively involved in the one goal today. What do you make of those two selections?
I think the selections of Lawrence Koeman and Philip Tanu, like you said, I was surprised with Philip Tanu. Lawrence Koeman, when you look at his performance in the National League, the National County Sportsman, I think it is just the time. He got the right time. He left Live FC as one of the top scoring midfielders in the second division season before Lives when he moved to Painesville FC. Even at Painesville FC, he was so instrumental. Going to the county meet, he was so instrumental. So for Lawrence Koeman, I don't think it was surprising to me. But Philip Tanu, yes, he had a great season with Watanga, but I think he's still not ready for national team. That's what I thought.
Philip Tanu?
That's what I thought going into the game.
Okay.
But when I saw him into the game, the first 10, 15, 20 minutes, he was a bit nervous in the game. But later he picked up into the game. But I think Mario Marinika's style of play, if you want to play three at the back, he playing 3-5-2 with the position of Philip Tanu and Sebastian Tickler.
Yeah.
I don't see them operating the way you expect the wide guys. I think they play more of a right and left back than play as wing back.
Okay.
In the formation, you should see Philip Tanu is more defensive.
Okay, I agree with you. But do you understand it's an away game? So if you have somebody who is more offensive, who are brought in Chancellor Freeman. Now let's understand. Now these situations will consistently exist in the game. We have our own personal players. I would love to see Chancellor in that position. To be honest, he's my good friend. But do we put friendship above professionalism?
No, I'm not talking about friendship. I'm talking about
exactly
how. Because you land a team with three central back. And if you look at the three central back, I think the guys on the flank should be coming, and help in Murphy.
Sure.
If you see teams that play 3-5-2, they have more control in Murphy. Okay. But if you watch today's game, I don't see that with our team.
Okay.
I don't see what's his name? Yaya Berete, Abdullah Berete, close to Terry Saka. So it was like we are playing one man up front.
We're playing three guys up front. We have Terry Saka, like this year, Lawrence Koeman on his right, and then Yaya Berete on his left. In position, he left the ball.
Yeah.
That's how we look. Other possession, they just drop off the shoulder a little bit of Terry.
So in possession, I don't think it was working for us.
Okay.
Because if you are in possession, I think what should have been, if you're in possession, Philip Tanu will come and get the ball, and you play to the wing, and we cross, it come in. The same with Sebastian Tickler. And you needed more men in front of the defense of Namibia. But you only had Terry Saka. So it was always Bono.
Okay.
And for me, with his physical morphology, I expect him to be a DJ Drogba type who will want to play until his teammates can come and join him. But I did not see that in today's game. Though he got a goal and he missed from 6 yards today, which was so bad. Lawrence Koeman, his long throw was so beneficial to the national team today. But I think this was one of the worst games I saw for Oscar Dolly.
Okay, yeah, I do agree. Oscar wasn't the Oscar we know. I mean, we know that with the ball on the Oscar left foot, he can run for the most agile of defense or defender or midfielder. He was not at his best. Absolutely agree with you. But you don't have a very good player coming up on top in all the games they play. Okay, he had a good game against Djibouti in the first leg. Scored a fantastic goal. I mean, he was all over the place, making passes, making those incisive runs and so forth. But tonight wasn't his night, and that's what football is. You expect somebody to step up for you when you're not at that level. We've seen some football games like Kevin De Bruyne, by far the best player in the Premier League over the past 10 years or so. He's lost in some games. Not even to talk about Ronaldo and Messi. They've all got lost in games before England have done. When that happens sparingly, I don't think it should be much of a problem because, I mean, every player on the night can get, his day and so forth. But to see player like Terry Saka, especially getting the goal, he could have got a couple of them. Like you said, he missed from 6 yards up. Whereas football, we criticize him for not scoring yet against Djibouti. I think he scored, and his first international goal, what that is going to do is to boost the confidence in him that he can score more.
Yes, I think that goal should boost his confidence. But Terry Saka, if he's a player who haven't had much of the time with the senior national team like that, playing week in, week out for each time he scored up, but he has some bit of experience internationally. He played in Saudi Arabia in the second division before. He played in Togo. He has played in CAF competition. So at his level, I don't think playing at the national team should be like a burden on him.
Agreed.
I don't think. He had a couple of staying with BYC, playing in the CAF competition. He played in the CAF Champions League, the CAF Cup, and whatsoever. So I think he needs to step up a bit, and Liberia can depend on him. We always cry of not giving the local players the chance. I think now they have all of the chances they need. The chances are there. You take a team of 23 men, out of the 23, only 7 are foreign players. So it gives those in the country hope that I can be called to the national team at any time.
That is going to increase performance.
I think so. But the team need to be a bit faster.
Yeah, fast. Your football not working. Fast.
Very fast. If we saw today's game, they were very fast. They gave out the ball cheaply in the opening 20-30 minutes. They gave out the ball. And what they were doing good was to keep the back line.
Okay.
Kemo Kamara is a rock in that defense. He did well, but I think the team need to be a bit faster and try to complete 3, 4, 5 passes.
Absolutely agree with you. Yeah. Especially
we play 1-2, we lost the ball to the opponent. The opponent get the ball to go, we come back, we cannot complete all 5 passes, which is bad for a national team.
Agreed with you. Agree with you. You struck a salient point, especially when we are in transition. When you defend all of the time, you win possession of the ball. The coaches will say to you, when I was in my coaching class, my coach will say to you, when you want to play like that, the players should make economic use of every, because you don't see the ball often in the game. You decide to sit back and defend. If that is your strategy, every time you win possession of the ball, you should make economic importance of the ball. You should use the ball, utilize the ball very wisely. So it's not about making 1-2 pass, blowing the ball off from, 1-2, losing the ball easily. No, that is unacceptable. When you decide to defend, you absorb the pressure. When you win possession in transition, make sure you make a perfect pass, make sure you make good economic use of the ball. Utilize the ball to the fullest, because you are just looking for those smaller, starting some mistake from the opponents to capitalize it and to get a goal. We're still discussing some of the players today. Nelson Laomi, couple of weeks, it's now months, a year ago,
Months.
A couple of months ago, he was selected by
Asuman
Asuman Keita. There were lots of criticism, that why Keita was selection player.
And just from the county meet.
Into the national team. He's just playing in the county meet. Was it a surprise to you to see Marinikas selecting, the player who plays his club football in the second division?
No, this has not been, I think this trying to be a culture or a tradition in Liberia. Coaches come out, they don't look at the so-called, quote-unquote, big players in our setting. They go down to the second division, at times third division, and bring players from there. Coach Butler came, no one knew Kasimu Kuyate.
Yeah.
From Pash FC, third division, just got promoted to the second division. He played for Liberia under 20 in the Wafu. Butler entrusted Kasimu Kuyate with his left back position, and everyone were wow. But that paid off for him. Keita came, the same Butler entrusted Divan Tier, Feke Dennis.
There were criticism.
And the criticism.
Let Divan, that small league ball. In fact, somebody said that Divan will never play for the national team. How do you be definitive like that and make such a statement?
And at the end of the day, where is Frederick? He's in North Africa playing. Where is Divan? He's with Amambe. Keita came, he called Samosis. He called the young legs. He called Nelson Laume. Because coaches, I think coaches come to team and they want to work with people who they believe in, who they can impact. But if you have, sorry for, I will call a name, let's say Hayton Vani. He's been around Liberian football. Every coach come, they call Hayton. So Hayton come to the national team, probably, he's just going there to pick up his pattern. He don't really want to play. He feel he's at that level. But Nelson feel I can use this time and cement my place on the team. So that shows Nelson, with his strength, his ability to do long throw, his power, shows he's a potential player for the future. So calling him, I don't think Keita was wrong. Now Marinika came and cement that and said, this kid is one for the future. So I think it's a deserved call. He did well with Martin Fosa in the second division. You saw him play in the national county sports with Nima County. He was so great. You ran coming with him in the game, and he was one man who stood up tall in that defense of Nima County. So I think his call up wasn't a mistake.
So guys, we have to learn a few things in football. Every one of us have interest, you understand? And it is about how you manage your interest or the expectation of your interests that make you a professional person. The coach might come out and call them, but there were criticism why the coach did not call the MVP. I think Daniel told why the coach did not call this. Have you observed that the coach is one person who likes player who get physical presence? Look at Lawrence Kuman. Lawrence Kuman is almost 6'1". 6'1". Look at what's the guy name? Gibson. Gibson Freeman. William Gibson Freeman. Gibson Freeman is the one from
William Gibson from Heavy 11.
William Gibson is over 6 feet. Terry Sackett is over 6 feet.
Mark Yala
is over 6 feet. So every coaches have their philosophy. They have Yala ability is well over 6 feet. You have few players over there, 5'7", 5'8", Chancellor Freeman, Sebastian Tikla, and those are the natural heights of player who play on the wing. Guys, let's learn this thing about football. Football is not about feeling how I feel because Chris Walcott is attached to me, so I feel that Chris should be in the team. I'm one person who believes that Shikub Sharif is a little too soft, but He has a little thing he can do in the game. He's a dead ball specialist.
How often do we get that in a game?
Yeah, but he needs to work on other aspects of the game where, like to last beyond 60 or 70 minutes. He's a very good passer of the ball. That's why they call him bad ball passer, right? But he's a dead ball specialist. He knows how to take free kick. You might get Shiku Sheriff on the Lone Star team. He doesn't play often. When you're down by a goal to nil, 5-10 minutes to go, you summon him from the bench. Tell Oscar Dolly, go forward. Tell Chancey Freeman, go forward. When in possession, dribble anybody on the arc of the penalty area. If they fire you, free kick, leave it for Shiku. If Shiku curls one in, he becomes a star right there. So coaches look for every good quality in a player. You don't have to have all the qualities. No, if you've got all the qualities, you are blessed. Even with the good football that Oscar plays, he has his limitation. Will you agree?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
So if Shiku is good at taking free kick, don't get me wrong, you could put Thibaut Courtois in the goal on a very good night. Shiku get beaten on 3 free kick. I can bet anything on that. Trust me, bro. On a very good night, 3 free kicks, Shiku can beat Thibaut Courtois. I'm not saying it out of patriotism. I've seen some of the free kicks that he scored. Brilliant free kicks. But he has limitation. He doesn't last long. He's not physical. But because of the quality of the free kick, and he might just give a pass that will spring an offside trap, the coach had got him on the team. So our friends out there, let them be able to accept the decision of the coach. I always say, give the coach reason to have him fired. Leave him, no interference. He doesn't get the result, the axe falls on his head, bring in another person. Don't get angry. Don't quarrel with him because he select Chris, that Theo, he select Rufus, he didn't select Ben. No, he knows what he's looking for. All the players will say, oh, they are good, he didn't select them. Daniel Toe, the MVP of the league. How do you call him?
Edward Leno.
No, aside from Edward Leno, in the just any country.
It's Daniel Toe.
Daniel Toe, right?
What's the
another player? Okay, Jebe Kone.
Jebe Kone.
Those are players that are way below 5'5". Truthfully, I'm telling you. And he's a central midfielder, Jebe Kone. I'm not saying he's not good. Keita came, he told us that Jebe was good. He got in midfield from the bench against Senegal, turned the game, we won Senegal in the Chan game. Some other coaches will come in and say, for his height, it's not for my liking, that the British will say, not for my liking. If you look at that midfield, the shortest player in that midfield should be Oscar. But Oscar is a tremendous talent. He's extra, bro. You can argue that. Oscar is extra. He's an extraordinary player. You look at Lionel Messi. Messi is 5'6", 5'7". You will say they got Messi shot, so he didn't play?
You have to have something extra.
Messi is an extra player. Even with the height, he's an extra player. Per our standard, Liberia national team, Oscar is an extra player. Even with the height, he will still play in that midfield. Well, this is Sports Talk on Intel Sports. We need to take a break to check with our guys.
Yeah, I think we have three of our guys who are on.
Yeah.
Bordeaux should be on. I think Anna Kennedy should be on.
Yeah, let them come on.
Can we, probably, there are people who did not see this game. Let's see how Liberia conceded, and let's see how Liberia got the equalizer through Terry Saka, the man from LPRC, others who got Liberia that needed point.
At a time when they weren't having any football in as far as the domestic league, here they are with the early ball forward. It's a lovely ball. Oh, lovely first touch. Karumbe with a superb bit of movement, matched by a top quality ball over the top. And it's Namibia that opened the scoring beautifully. Well, quality in the ball in. Quality in the timing of the run as well, lovely understanding, and in the end there was still a lot to be done with the finish on the outside of the foot then, and Namibia off to a flyer. How's this time, space? Well time pass, beautiful, beautiful finish. And the Liberia defense, they were torn apart then. Quality, top quality goal. Then Koulibaly. I mean,
Excellent
no
goal.
chance in
It's a brilliant
that.
goal. Absolutely brilliant.
We'll enjoy looking at time and time again. And dealing with them for the Namibians. Can that problem continue for Liberia? Again, it's a big cluster of players on the near post, and the keeper again can't make it through the traffic to get purchase on that ball. In for post! Oh, they found the equalizer! Sako! Amasa was pushing forward on that far post. This time they get it right with the confusion inside the little box coming from the long throw once again. All these throw-ins have been a big problem, huge problem for Namibia here in the second half. Here's yet another. Keeper's come, he's nowhere near it, and as soon as it's played back into the danger area, it's a lovely ball to that far post. Keeper's in trouble again, gets the slightest of touches, only serves it up for Sako on the first time strike to find the equalizer. Well, Kazabua was struggling from the get-go in dealing initially with a throw-in, then with the cross coming in. And for Liberia, a much improved second half sees them finding a much-deserved equalizing goal.
That's poor goalkeeping. Nonetheless, you don't discount Terry Sako's goal. That's what you deserve. More than what you deserve. That's in the right place at the right time.
That's what I was just about to say. He's placed in the box to get the goal. So once you get the goal, at what cost, make a blunder. Terry Sako's job is done.
You have to give credit to the scorer.
He chose the ball and he was very uncomfortable. He just came back, he could one touch.
He played out. That's how those who know about football, that's what they look at. Now the coach is going back to his hotel room tonight and saying, Lawrence Kuman made impacts. 2 impacts. How the goalkeeper uncomfortable. But when the ball comes back, it's all the other line make use of the what's the back just the goalkeeper is off his line. He loves to pick it behind him. If he runs for him, let's say the boot of Terry Sako. That's nice. That's nice. Cool. So don't you expect the coach to put more confidence in Lawrence Kuman? Why? Do you expect him to look for to play Lawrence Kuman?
No. Lawrence Kuman justifies his inclusion into the team. He justifies his inclusion.
Sure.
No one knew who uses long throw as advantage.
I've never seen that to be his advantage in the game.
I know of that. I've seen him doing it several times.
See this one. It's true inside the area. Lots of stopping blue and is there. The keeper is very uncomfortable. Finish.
And then I heard him outside.
Just enough. Yeah. So he's made impact, Lawrence Kuman. His inclusion on the team is justifiable. Overly justifiable.
It's overly justifiable. The next game, he's into the starting lineup again.
And somebody's going to come to, my player wearing number 7, they're trying for the team. Why am I trying for the team? And not an argument.
No. National team, I think national team is a privilege. It's not the right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the prioritizing. National team call is about current performance. Lawrence Kuman won the Orange Cup for Israel FC.
On the man of the match, scored the late goal.
I said he won the cup for Israel FC. So this is the result, the benefit of what he has been doing over time.
Lawrence Kuman, congratulations to you. I mean, the fact that you could make that physical presence felt, I mean, those long throws was absolutely fantastic. More than what what you deserve. Joseph Mayango, so we missing in South Africa. So what a joke. Where Thomas T. Cracknam, breaking news, 2 Lone Star players have gone missing. Well, I'm not too sure. I can speak.
That is not
to
possible.
this.
The guys will be on the next flight to Morocco. Why would they want to stay in South Africa?
And I must mention this one, James Coyer, in relation to a previous conversation about that press conference. He says, James, by the way, is a financial expert. He says it's unprofessional to support a public institution with your personal finances. And that statement goes to Mr. Cassel Cole, who thinks that the football horse should be supported with his own finances.
I think this is the same reason Musa Asambedete got in trouble.
Yeah.
When FIFA came to audit the Liberia Football Association, all of the transaction was Bedete wife company, Bedete son company. When you ask, Bedete said it was about funding the FA and getting his money back. No.
It's unprofessional.
It's unprofessional.
It's unprofessional. So you can use that as an alibi, on which you can get elected.
We are hoping to have our guy, Ifren
is on.
Now, he should be on in a jiffy. We are hoping to have him.
I'm sure those comments are fake news, bro. I mean, the guys had a wonderful, wonderful game. They are on the plane on tomorrow, early morning, and they're going flying from south to north in Morocco. We've won game in Morocco before, and we're going back there. I mean, we're just hopeful that it can go on to win South Tommy and
7 points.
Principe. Yeah, we will go on 7 points. The most important thing, we want to be competitive in the group. Right now, I don't think the guys are thinking about qualification. It's about being competitive in the group. So the way to do it is to go on to win. So I think if they win on Sunday, I think Sunday is the game.
Yes, Sunday
that would be
night.
so much better for our national team. I'm just trying to check when Tunisia is supposed to be in action. Sao Tome and Principe play Malawi on tomorrow at 1 p.m. Record that. That is a Group H qualifier in the African Cup of Nations qualifier for the World Cup as well. I haven't seen when Tunisia play. I tell you, a fixture should have been up on today. But other results to confirm for you in Group A, Sierra Leone beat Djibouti by 2-1 on home soil. They took the lead just after a dozen of minutes, thanks to Curtis Davis. On the stroke of halftime, Gabriel Dadsi equalized for Djibouti from the penalty spot. And just at the start of the second half, 6 minutes in, my own player, Agustin Capo, who won promotion to the second tier of Italian football, that Italian Serie B, with Crotone, score what would have stood to be the winner 6 minutes after the restart. That fixture was in Group A. I gave you the result from other group. It finished Togo 1, South Sudan 1. Togo remained 4th, South Sudan 5th. 1 point difference between the two in that table. Currently, you wouldn't believe, but in the same group, we talk about Namibia 1, Liberia 1. 55 minutes played in Tunis between Tunisia and Equatorial Guinea, who are playing with all the services of the suspended Emilio Insua Lopez for appearing in 2 matches illegally. But they are still drawing 55 minutes on the clock. Tunisia 0, Equatorial Guinea 0. This is Sports Talk on Intel Sports. We can take this break, probably to watch the highlights from Namibia-Liberia game, and then we can check what we have some of our colleagues on to squeeze them in with quarter of an hour left to close up on the show.
Not dealing with them for the Namibians. Can that problem continue for Liberia? Again, it's a big cluster of players on the near post, and the keeper again can't make it through the traffic to get purchase on that ball. In for post! Oh, they found the equalizer! Sako! Amasa is pushing forward on that far post. This time they get it right with the confusion inside the little box coming from the long throw once again.
Goal for Liberia.
All these throw-ins have been a big problem, huge problem for Namibia here in the second half. Here's yet another keeper's cam, he's nowhere near it, and as soon as it's played back into the danger area, it's a lovely ball to that far post. Keeper's in trouble again, gets the slightest of touches, only serves it up for Sako on the first time strike to find the equalizer. Kazapua was struggling from the get-go in dealing initially with a throw-in, then with the cross coming in. And for Liberia, a much improved second half sees them finding a much-deserved equalizing goal. Well, I'll tell you what, in dealing with them for the Namibians, can that problem continue for Liberia? Again, it's a big cluster of players on the near post, and the keeper again can't make it through the traffic to get purchase on that ball. In for post! Oh, they found the equalizer! Sako! Amongst those pushing forward on that far post. This time they get it right with the confusion inside the little box coming from the long throw once again. All these throw-ins have been a big problem.
Well, I can get tired watching this. I watched it over and over. I mean, not because it was just a goal, but the way in which Terry Sako squeezed the ball between pools of red shirts, you know, it's amazing. I mean, the composure towards the back post to direct his effort amongst those red shirts, just arrowed and go at the back. I mean, it was fantastic.
I think it was a relief for him after playing 2 games and not scoring. Entrusted him with the number 9 shy or the number 9 position for his country, and not scoring, missing from close range. And he had that opportunity. All that came to his mind was, let me just have a touch and see what's happening. Finally, it got through, and he scored that goal to give Liberia they needed a point to take them 4 points in the coup. And that's a good start for him, a young guy, but he has been around for some time.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about our defense. Today, we made some errors, obviously inevitable. Samson Dwell almost conceded an own goal, heading, I mean, at the back. You would think that he looked like a striker trying to head the ball and goal.
I think that was the second time in the game. The first half, the similar thing happened. Koulibaly had to come out and make a save for a corner kick.
And the ball came off the crossbar from point blank range. Koulibaly made that brilliant save. But what I want to talk about, look what easily lost because Sebastian Tikla clumsily looks to have fell a Namibian box. Did you see that? What's your honest judgment?
My own adjustment about that, I think the player went to ground too quick.
Okay.
Too quick, he went to ground. He had no reason of going to ground because the player was just try and block your side. But he went to ground too early. And my own judgment, I think it was a foul. What a penalty, but I think it was a foul.
A foul in the box, a penalty.
That was a foul on a Namibian player. But I think it wasn't too harsh. Okay. And the tackle was just quick and he got his legs up. Okay. And the player himself, the Namibian player, did not increase or protest the foul to say, oh yeah, this was so severe. And he just got up because at that point, they wanted to go, they wanted to win the game. Mm-hmm. But if it had been probably part of the game or something, probably who have exacerbated the whole situation. But I think that was reckless on the part of Sebastian Tikla.
Too harsh.
That was reckless. That was reckless.
Too harsh.
That was a reckless tackle.
Too harsh.
Then it was reckless. African football, I have seen African football.
I think he got away with it. I agree with you. He got away with it.
I have seen African football. That play away from home. If it had been in Namibia, where they are playing in their own country, not playing in South Africa as
That's
their
a
home.
that's a penalty.
That's a penalty.
But
I've seen an African game where match official referee is saying the player is caught on his head, put the player on the stretcher, get him out, take the medics should get on, call for stretcher to put the medic, saying African can be very terrible,
very cruel.
So you don't do that in your penalty area.
Yeah. I think that aspect of the game need to be worked on, but I can make a case of Liberia that we had penalty in the first half as well. Similar tackle on Yaya Benitez inside the box. I mean, there looks to be the tackle inside the penalty area or inside the goal area before the player scramble it away for corner. What's the thought on that?
I think Yaya Benitez situation weren't too clear because the player had his back turning to the referee.
Okay.
The referee did not see that tackle, and Mo Sangare also went down. So the referee was actually looking at Mo Sangare when that incident occurred.
Okay.
But I think that wasn't a clear penalty for Liberia.
Okay.
That I think. Obviously, I don't think it was a penalty for Liberia. The player had a touch of the ball before going out for corner kick.
I agree with you. I mean, we must put it, it's called spade a spade. It's not because you're like...
No, it's not because
you're in a
I'm a
professional position. So a lot of people listen to you, trust a judgment when you analyze football like this. I just want to talk about Nohan Kame. He's for the team. He didn't play today because he was suspended, because he picked up a red card. I think against...
South Africa?
No, Equatorial Guinea?
Yeah.
Malawi? Equatorial Guinea. He picked up a red card in Equatorial Guinea, so he's suspended for this match. So he's going to be back into the team. Yaya Benitez stepped in for him. How do you think his return is going to change the complexion of our midfield?
I think his return will push our midfield and we'll see more of, like I said, our team holding the ball, because Mo Sangare wanted to do both pressing at the same time passing the ball, because Oscar was overwhelmed. Yaya pushed off from. So with his return, you have Mo Sangare doing more of an offensive work, while Noah will do more of the defensive work. And Oscar push forward to whosoever will start off from. I know it will be Terry Sacco if he's not injured, because he kept coming out and going back on the field. If he's not injured, Murphy Doyle will have to just close to him as the second striker, because I think this will be the style of play of Lone Star 3-5-2. So his inclusion into the game with Sao Tome, I think we'll have a change of our midfield. You will see more of an identity where we can win the ball, play the ball. Oscar can release players, and we'll go forward.
Natu Swan, very young defender, playing in a back three along with angered by Kemo Kamara. Well, for you, I think I partially agree now that Kemo Kamara and Natu Swan also look guilty of ball washing in the build up to the Namibia goal. But on the overall, what do you make of the youngster's performance?
He's growing, and I think it's in the family. It's football. His father is a former Liberia international goalkeeper. His father is one of the coaches with the youth teams, and I think he's growing. I spoke with his father last night. He said, I always speak to him, telling him about situation that will come when you are a national team player. How do you carry yourself? And if you see the kid, he's growing, same thing happened with Samson Due. Same thing happened with Tia Dennis when he came to the floor. So now, Natu Swan is the new kid on the block. With time, we will have a stable defender in Natu Swan. With the guidance he's getting from Kemo Kamara, and Samson Due, who has gained so much experience on national scene in Europe. I think his living a life of his career, and he's the star for the future.
We haven't talked much about Kimo Kamara, but we all know that he looks like a steal in that defense. A few months back, you wouldn't think that he could get regular time with the national team. He's been with the team consistently on the bench, but it's a great opportunity he's got from Mario. His grabs it with both hands and legs.
So, my thing with Kimo Kamara, he's a kid or a lad. I can say kid. He's a player who believes in himself. He knows what he wants. He always go to a team and believe he just need a meaning. I was at BYC when Kimo Kamara came to BYC. You had the legs of Prince Cheto, Alvin McConnell, Cardio Anderson, and we had lots of players there in that position. It was difficult for him to play. Peace be to his arches. Francis Jaliba was at that team. Kimo said he was only waiting for 5 minutes. Once he have a 5 minutes
To show what he can do.
he would not sit. The day he got his 5 minutes, he did not sit on the bench of BYC until he left. And I think this is what he's been waiting for with the national team. And I don't see him sitting very soon.
I'm sorry for punctuating too. With our good friend, he's in the streets currently, but he told us he was going to come on after the 8 o'clock. He's always stuck to his words. Let's say very quickly, welcome. The show is all yours. You know what we've been discussing. We have used our time. It is your time.
Man, land. When they play land after says, well, fast. Anyway, we say congratulations to the national team. Great progress. Going away, put a 1-1 draw. I was up in the forest today when my friend called me and said, next game.
We're not really getting you. The cord is breaking in between. Not really hearing you. It's breaking in between. Probably you need to be stationary.
Are you
Okay.
getting? Hello?
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that Liberia next game, they may pick up a victory. Take it from me, because if you look at how they approached this game with all the challenges they went through, 1-1, and Namibia is stronger than our next game. So I think it's a big progress for Liberia. Then we look forward to it. But I was a little bit surprised with Mario lineup, honestly. And when I saw DDT and the other guys in the team, I was like, what's going on? But I think they'll live up to expectation, and we hope to see 3 points next week or this weekend.
Terry Saka finally on the score sheet.
Yeah, I think great pressing for him, because the competition is high in the national team when it comes to center forward. We got Terry Saka, Peter Wilson. Now people start looking at Augustin O2. Mohamed Kamara stayed around the day and make his decision to come to play. You add that number up, and we got William Gibson there. How they call the guy, Mark Yara. So a lot
Mike
of
Yara.
yeah, one step ahead, Terry Saka. So I think they'll keep in the team for the next game.
Noah Kane returns for suspension against Sao Tome and Principe. What do you think he's going to bring to the team?
And Noah's a normal player. And I think with the work Yaya did today, he need to come in and set the standard. He's not been an exceptional player for Liberia yet. He's not that player. If he's out of the team, we'll scratch our head, say, oh, Noah is out of the team. So he needs to work at that level. So I think his return is not that big boost for Liberia, but in terms of substitution, in terms of more men on the bench, I think it would be positive for Liberia.
You talk about Lawrence Coleman. He got his debut today. Much involved in a long goal that got us the point. Did he impress you?
And Lawrence Koeman, the first time I went saw Lawrence Kuban playing. I went to coach Discovery FC last year, and I saw this tall guy playing with Discovery FC. So I was asking him, where the guy from, how he play with this guy playing Division 2, because the way he powers the ball forward, his technical awareness, his tactical decision is amazing. So bringing in the team, I think the legs are set from the Sweetie F, the legs of Noah Kenneth, all of them, they need to step up, because with Lawrence Kuban as a 10, or maybe it's more offensive 8, he will steal some kind of place in that team. You know, but I'm impressed with my player, man. I started my number 2.
Philip Tano, I knew you were going to talk about Philip Tano, and you predicted that Philip was going to be in that lineup.
Yeah, because if you look at the team and you look at how Philip plays, I can't hear you get team for the long run.
Okay, so we can't keep you any longer. We are just a fraction beyond our closure time. Let's take a very short parting statement from you and bid you goodbye.
What's waiting for me? Leah here.
Thanks ever so much. Well, the footage there of TJ Sporting running across the Keshe bus.
I think
we're going to
it's so passionate about Liberian football, passionate, always waiting to come on Sports Talk. I think we hope we can have other guys who can also create that interest the same way. It's the only way football can develop. It's the only way sports can develop in this country when we talk about it. Like he said before, I was monitoring the last time he was on, that Fedetano will be in the starting lineup, and true to his word, Fedetano came and he did what he could, and I think it is good. It has been a very good presentation.
What else do I say? Credit, big credit to you, TJ Sporting. The ball know the game. The ball predicted that Fedetano will play, Fedetano will play. But that's how we go home on this midweek presentation of Sports Talk on Intel Sports. Chris, many thanks to our production team, headed by Rufus Mauba and Theo Weapla. Until Friday, always remember Sports Talk, Intel Sports.
And not dealing with them for the Namibians. Can that problem continue for Liberia? Again, it's a big cluster of players on the near post, and the keeper again can't make it through the traffic to get purchase on that ball in for post! Oh, they found the equalizer! Sako! Amasa is pushing forward on that far post. This time they get it right. With the confusion inside the little box coming from the long throw once again. All these throw-ins have been a big problem, huge problem for Namibia here in the second half. Here's yet another keeper's come, he's nowhere near it, and as soon as
be